What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form. Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to another edition of Game Plan. We're going to hit the whiteboard to give you some X's and O's strategies on what the teams can do this week to come away victorious. This week versus the Buffalo Bills, it's important for the Green Bay Packers to have some success throwing the football. We know how great of a passing team they are, and here's one way they can attack the Bills defense if they're starting to squat their corners. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. You see what we have drawn up? This is one way you can attack a squatting corner, a guy that's going to sit on some short routes. You want to flood that area to where he's going to be put in a high-low situation. Now, what you're doing backside is going to be easy. You're going to run this guy off, take away the corner. Here, you're going to try to run at the shoulders as if you're going to the middle, and you're going to snap back out, pivot route, break it back to the outside. What we're doing front side, we're going to send the back out on a flare route that attacks the short area, the squatting corner. Now what we're going to do, we're going to send the slot up, and he's going to break to the corner. High-low situation where you're going to get a slow buzz and drag across the middle. So you see where the quarterback can have his options. He's going to read the squatting corner, and now you have a receiver running either one-on-one, breaking out toward the sideline. We know Aaron Rodgers can make that throw perfectly. Or you're going to have a corner that's going to try to sit underneath this corner where you could dump the ball off to a back to where he could probably make the nickel guy miss and gain positive yards. So this is one way they can attack the Buffalo Bills secondary if they start to squat their corners this week. This week versus Green Bay, the Buffalo Bills know what they have to do on the flanks, but when you look in the inside, the second level of their defense, their linebackers, they have to do a better job or even an even greater job in communicating to try to pick off these routes that Green Bay loves to run at their way. I'm going to show you what we're talking about here. A lot of times if you're a backer, you're trying to get into your drops, read coverages on the fly, read patterns on the fly, and make the right read. And what Green Bay loves to do, they love to send the tight end down the seam, and they're going to break out right there in. Now, if you're a backer, you're constricted. Your view is constricted. You can't see number one because number two is running parallel with him. And then what you see teams do, backers do, they'll try to get underneath and they find themselves out of position. But what you have to do is what they call stack and slide. So you get your depth. Once you realize the guy gets past your level of where you're going to settle down in coverage and you see the in breaking route, then you slide over because the quarterback is going to drop back. And he's going to read that crosser and try to hit it right on time, and that's where you can make a play on the football. So again, it's about stacking and shedding. If you're constricted, if your view is constricted to number one, don't worry, get into your drop, wait for the crosser, just slide over and make a play on the ball. That's one way this week versus Green Bay, the second level of the Bills defense can have some success.
The biggest X factor for the Packers, in my opinion, is as simple as winning in the trenches. The Buffalo Bills are very strong on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line can do a great job at moving teams off the spot. Defensively, they have probably the best defensive line in the game outside of the St. Louis Rams. So the Packers, in order to win, have to win on the inside, both offensively and defensively. For the Bills, I look at the offensive side of the ball. Their red zone offense has to excel this week versus Green Bay. Defensively, I believe they'll get enough stops to get the ball back to Kyle Orton in that offensive attack, and they have to pay off once they get inside the red zone with sevens. If they're able to put touchdowns on the board, I think they have a great chance in knocking off the Packers. I like Green Bay in this ball game, although I think this game will be closer than a lot of people think because of the Buffalo Bills defense. I believe they match up very well versus the Packers offense. I just can't trust the Bills offense to consistently put touchdowns on the board, more so than what Green Bay is going to do offensively. So I think the Packers knock off the Bills out there in Orchard Park. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Packer fan forums and Bill fan forums for always showing football game plan support.